Okay, pretty much all of you have played Pokémon GO before. It became a massive craze back when it released in 2016, and boy did it take the world by storm. The initial idea of being able to go out, explore new places while catching Pokémon in the real world resonated with so many people. After all, if you grew up playing the games, this was just like a childhood dream coming true. However, just like any trend, after a few months, most people dropped the game completely and moved on with their lives. Unless you're someone like me. I've been playing the game since it launched, and let me tell you, the game you left behind, it evolved into something entirely new. With millions of players still playing the game to this very day, the common misconception that the game is quote unquote dead is simply put incorrect. Today, I'm going to look at all of the updates to come out during this game's 4-year lifespan to show you guys how much this once simple mobile game has grown, developed, and helped communities connect worldwide. This is why Pokémon GO, in my opinion, is not dead. So, to gain a better understanding as to how far the game has actually come, we need to look back at what it once was. This was Pokémon GO when it first launched. It had a bit of trouble for certain countries, but it was slowly rolling out. People were pleased with the game, so pleased it became a worldwide hit. However, Niantic, the creators of the game, couldn't handle all of the users at once, and their servers would constantly go down day after day. However, after a few months, this was fixed for good, and tracking Pokémon soon got reworked entirely. You see, the nearby list used to show a list of Pokémon with a certain number of footsteps underneath them, corresponding to how close you were to the Pokémon. However, a few months in, this feature became broken and every Pokémon's footsteps were locked in at 3. Niantic soon fixed this problem in December when a new nearby feature was starting to roll out globally. This is the same nearby feature that's in use today, and I think it's honestly a good improvement. You can now see a list of 9 Pokémon that are at nearby Pokestops and track them, meaning you can see exactly where they are. Safe to say, this update was definitely worth the wait, as new mechanics were just around the corner, the first of these being Buddy Pokémon, which would earn a Pokémon candy once you walked a set distance with them. Not that much of a big deal, but there was an update in 2020 which gave them some interesting new features. Now Buddy Pokémon can be fed treats, which can lead to them following you around on the overworld. You can even unlock neat bonuses with your Buddy Pokémon once you raise their friendship level, such as gaining a CP boost, or even helping you catch Pokémon if you miss a throw with Catch Assist. This feature makes bonding with your Pokémon feel even more special. A few small features were also added to the game, like 7-day streaks, the Pokémon GO Plus add-on, and sponsored gyms and Pokestops. However, I'm only covering the major new features and mechanics, so I won't be going over smaller features like these. Either way, there was something on the horizon that would change the game forever. Something spooky. 2016's Halloween event was when things really got interesting. It was the first of many in-game events, and it showcased exactly what Niantic could do to spice up the gameplay. This event showcased altered spawn rates, as ghost types were drastically increased, which flipped the rarity of certain Pokemon, such as Gengar. It also showed off what bonuses they could activate. In this case, it was double candy and reduced Buddy Pokemon walking distance. These events went from happening every traditional holiday such as Christmas and Easter, to more special occasions like Chinese New Year, or heck, some events just happen for the sake of it. However, seeing as these events aren't really rare anymore, I won't be covering any more of these today, unless they bought a new feature or mechanic entirely. Safe to say, this got so many people hooked on these events, and the future of the game was looking bright as ever. When the game first released, the only Pokemon that were available in the game were the original 151 Pokemon from Gen 1, with a few exceptions, these being special Pokemon such as Legendaries, Mythicals, and Ditto. This is because these Pokemon needed extra time to be implemented into the game, as they were unlike every other Generation 1 Pokemon. Ditto was the first new Pokemon to be released to the public in November of 2016 and would disguise itself as a common Pokemon, only revealing its true form once it had been captured. Trainers around the world were excited to see what new Pokemon were in store for the future, and soon, those wishes were granted during the Christmas event of 2016, when a few baby Pokemon from the second generation made their debut in the game. Baby Pokemon are only obtainable through eggs, but in February of 2017, over 80 Pokemon from Generation 2 were dropped overnight, and these ones could be caught in the wild as well. This took me by surprise, as I woke up one morning to see a freaking Totodile on the nearby, and I was hyped. At the time of recording this, Pokemon GO has expanded to Generation 5, and around every year or so, a new generation of Pokemon are added. Usually they're added in waves during in-game events until most of the Pokemon from that generation are eventually released. An exception to this being Pokemon that may take a little more time to implement, like Ditto for example. These constant new additions to the game help keep it fresh as trainers come back for more, and always have something else to do, like filling out their Pokédex or hunting for a rare Pokemon. But now that I'm on the subject of rare Pokemon, there's something I've been avoiding discussing for this entire video. I think it's about time we talk about something shiny. If you've ever played a Pokemon game, you've probably heard of shiny Pokemon at some point. They're an extremely rare variant of the Pokemon that sport a different coloration. Sometimes they look amazing, sometimes they look terrible, and sometimes they look no different. Regardless, during the Water Festival event of 2017, the first shiny Pokemon became available in the game, that being Magikarp. Shiny Pokemon appear normal on the overworld, but will reveal their true colours once you encounter them, with a ton of sparkles following shortly after. Make sure to check the LeakDuck website, link in the description below, to see a full, up-to-date list of every Pokemon that can now be shiny in the game. I won't discuss shiny odds here as they're not exactly confirmed, but there are charts online that give you a rough idea. Either way, shiny hunting is a very prominent feature in the game, and more huge features were soon being added, with the introduction of raid battles and the gym rework. Gyms don't work completely differently. They're pretty much the same, just with a few tweaks and updates, so I'm not going to be going over that today. However, raid battles are a huge, prominent feature that does need discussing. This is how they work. An egg may appear on top of a gym with a timer. When that timer ends, that egg will hatch into a super powerful Pokemon. And depending on the tier of the raid, the Pokemon will require more people to team up and take it down. Joining a raid battle requires that you use one of your raid passes. You only get one for free each day, but you can only hold one at a time. Alternatively, you can buy premium raid passes from the shop, of which you can hold multiple at once. Once the Pokemon is defeated, you'll be rewarded a set amount of Premier Balls, which are your only means of attempting to catch a weakened raid boss. If the gym is marked as an EX raid gym, that means you may receive an invite to participate at an exclusive invite-only EX raid. This is an amazing feature as it led to the introduction of legendaries and tier 5 raid bosses, and there were many more amazing features to be added to the game soon. However, I did want to talk about new items that got added over the years, but the game pretty much explains everything about them once you actually get one, so there's not really much point. But the next upcoming topic was definitely the biggest thing the game has ever seen. This was GO Fest. Pokemon GO Fest is a huge annual event that merges the digital world and the real world in ways never seen before. These paid events are one-of-a-kind experiences that are held in real-world locations which change every year. As well as Pokemon-themed areas and habitats to play in with exclusive merchandise, team lounges, activities and more, there are also tons of in-game bonuses as well, such as early access to both new legendaries and mythical Pokemon, not to mention the boosted shiny rates and rare spawns. I really hope I can attend a physical GO Fest in the future, but in 2020 they held a virtual version because of lockdown, which wasn't as good. But hey, at least it wasn't as bad as 2017's GO Fest. We don't talk about 2017. Safari zones are also like GO Fest, just on a slightly smaller scale that happen more frequently in places around the world. I've actually attended a Safari zone before, and it was probably my favourite experience with the game. Sometimes these are free, sometimes they aren't, but if you have one coming up in your area, go for it. Another huge feature that made its way into the game was the weather system. No longer were Pokemon spawns decided by the wheel of chance, but were decided partially by the weather in your area. There are 7 types of weather, these being sunny, or clear if it's nighttime, windy, rainy, cloudy, partially cloudy, foggy, and snowy. Each different weather brings in different types of Pokemon. Pokemon spawned in because of the weather will also have a weather boost, meaning that Pokemon you catch will be a lot stronger in CP, and will also have a temporary attack bonus on their moves. In 2018, research tasks were also added to the game to give trainers something else to do. Field research tasks are small objectives that can be acquired by spinning Pokestops. These can give you lots of different rewards, like Pokemon encounters or even items. The first one you complete that day will award you with a stamp. If you collect 7 stamps, you'll get a research breakthrough box. These boxes will include rare items and special Pokemon encounters, such as legendaries or other Pokemon. Special research consists of you carrying out various objectives for Professor Willow. These tasks happen in stages and reward lots of exclusive items and encounters, usually leading to special encounters with mythical Pokemon at the end. You only get 1 mythical per account, so pray that yours has decent IVs. Did I mention that IVs are a thing now? Well, now I have, so yeah, that's that. Now, one of my personal favourite updates made its way to the game in 2018, that being the Friends feature. You can now add your friends by using their trainer code and unlock so many different bonuses. You can send your friends gifts that contain a random assortment of items, one of which being a 7-kilometer egg which hatches special Pokemon, which are usually alternate forms like Galarians or Alolans, or even baby Pokemon. If you interact with one of your friends at least once a day, you can level up your friendship with them all the way up until you hit best friend status, which admittedly takes a while, but is definitely worth it for all the perks you can unlock, like reduced Stardust on trades, more Premier Balls when raiding, and more. Speaking of which, you can also trade Pokemon and battle your friends now, 2 features that people were clamouring for during the game's initial rollout. Certain Pokemon like Mythicals can't be traded at all, but Legendaries, Shinies, and Pokemon you don't already have will cost certain amounts of Stardust to make the trade happen as a precaution. This is mainly to prevent mass trades and abuse of the trading system in general. You can only do one of these special trades per day, so make sure to choose wisely. There's also a small chance that your Pokemon might turn into lucky Pokemon after you trade them, which have better IVs and cost less Stardust to power up. If you really want a lucky Pokemon, try trading older Pokemon that have been caught earlier in the game's lifespan, as they have a higher chance of becoming lucky once traded. There's also a small chance that if you interact with one of your best friends, they could turn into a lucky friend, which guarantees a lucky Pokemon trade. Now personally, I don't do too much PvP myself, but you can now battle each other in 3 different leagues that only allow certain Pokemon. This is so that 4000 CP legendaries aren't stomping on Pidgeys, otherwise it would just be a massacre. These might not be like traditional Pokemon battles, but they're still really fun and have a surprising amount of strategy to them. You can also hop onto the Go Battle League, which allows you to fight random trainers, increase your rank, and earn lots of different rewards. Although there's a problem in the world of Go that means battles aren't exactly just for trainers. Team Go Rocket Grunts will either fly about in hot air balloons or invade Pokestops, signified by their dark, glitchy appearance. Once you defeat a Team Go Rocket Grunt, they'll run, leaving one of their shadow Pokemon behind, which you'll be given a certain amount of Premier Balls to catch it with. Once you catch a shadow Pokemon, you can either leave it as is or purify it, which loses the shadow bonus but increases all IVs and CP. Team Go Rocket Grunts will also drop a mysterious component, and when you collect 6 of them, you construct a rocket radar which tracks down where Team Go Rocket's leaders are hiding. The leaders are Sierra, Arlo and Cliff, and once defeated, their shadow Pokemon may have a chance of becoming shiny. There are also special research tasks that grant super rocket radars, which help you track down the boss, Giovanni, and catch the shadow legendaries in his possession. Jesse and James also make an appearance and swoop in with their signature Meowth balloon. Their Coughing and Ekans can be shiny as well, so make sure to rally up a team and take them down. Now on to the final major topic, that being the smaller events that are only held for less than a day. First we have Incense Days. These are where certain Pokemon will have increased shiny rates and other Pokemon types will have increased chances of appearing. However, these changes only affect Incense. Limited Research Days are events where there's a new shiny release for a certain Pokemon with increased shiny rates. They can only be encountered by completing really easy research tasks or hatching eggs, and there are sometimes increased spawn rates for other Pokemon. Another similar event were Raid Days, which had a featured Pokemon raid at every gym in your area. These Pokemon usually saw their shiny get released during these events too, and would be a great, fun way to meet up with your community and take down various raid bosses. Now those events I've just mentioned don't happen too regularly, but the next three always happen every so often. Spotlight Hours and Raid Hours happen every Tuesday and Wednesday respectively. Spotlight Hours increase the spawn rates of a certain Pokemon, and Raid Hours increase the rates of legendaries in raids. But the last event I'm mentioning in this video is Community Day. Community Days are major events that feature many bonuses, as well as featuring a certain Pokemon which will always have its shiny released on the day, not to mention its really easy shiny odds for the duration of the event. These happen regularly every single month and are amazing fun. The duration and time these events are held can change, so that's why I haven't mentioned those details here today. However, when a new event is on the way, it will be in the news section of the game, so make sure to check back there when there's a new one on the horizon. And that's pretty much everything major. There were a few things I didn't mention, but I also wanted to make this video as concise as possible, so I only mentioned the major updates and not the smaller ones. However, there are many more updates to come, such as the level cap expansion and Mega Evolutions. Niantic is also working their hardest by introducing new features that enable trainers to catch Pokemon from home, such as being able to raid wherever you are, and increasing incense duration, and many more. You can also send your Pokemon to the various Nintendo Switch games too. This mobile game's growth is far from over, so if you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to see more from me and maybe re-download the game too while you're at it. I think you'll find it lots of fun. Maybe leave a like and share the video whilst you're at it. This is Voltz, signing out, now go catch 'em all!